Good evening. Thanks for your time this evening. My name is Lillian Willie. Time for Fashion Watch. A Fashion Watch panel in studio every Saturday right here on Citizen TV. Annabelle Onyango, celebrity fashion stylist. We're going to be looking at the Sauti Soul concert that went down last weekend on Valentine's Day Eve. Annabelle was styling during that event, so we'll be getting her thoughts on exactly what happened there, who wore what. Robert Burale, he's a motivational speaker, image consultant, looking at the fashion trends that we are critiquing this evening. Also with us is award-winning fashion journalist Carol Odero, and she will be looking at this week's fashion trends, and of course celebrity judge Ian from Tasker Project fame, Ian Bogwa. He's a thespian and he's looking at this week's fashion trends. Let's begin with what was happening in the week that was. This is Amos and Josh at the Sauti Soul concert that I was talking about. Let's talk to you, Ian. Let's begin with you about their look over the years. You judged them during Tasker Project fame. What do you think about their style? Is it evolving? Is it changing? Is it more mature? What do you think?
Well, it's not the first time we're seeing them on the show, and like I said last time, they are still trying to find their style. Yes, and this I quite like this. Yes, they were performing, were they? Well, for that one number. Yes. Did they perform with that? In that? Okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yes,
Carol,
for them.
What do you think about this look on Amos and Josh?
I think it's time for Amos and Josh to divorce their personalities from each other, because they need to each have distinct identities. They have a very semi look. I get that they work together, but as a musician, every one of you has something different you're bringing to the table. Your fashion should express that, and their style is not distinct as individuals. They still look too much like two peas in a pod. They look like Siamese twins, and they shouldn't do that.
Crisscross.
Yeah, yeah, but that's not the kind of vibe that they have. You know, they've had individual careers. They came together, or they're coming together to do this. Either way, just step away from each other.
But remember last time they kind of wore different costumes last time.
They should keep doing
now
that.
They are rather similar.
Annabelle, is it important for a duo like they are to get their individual personalities in terms of their dressing? Is it okay for them to do this sort of similar look that we often see them in?
I mean, I think once you're a brand, which I think Amos and Josh are slowly becoming, I think it's okay to then sort of pull away from having to look so matchy-matchy and really embracing your own identity, because just because you dress differently doesn't mean people aren't going to think that you're together as a group. It's a little bit immature to sort of dress the same way. It lacks of sophistication, I would say. And I want to preface all of this by saying Amos and Josh, they're lovely, they're lovely guys. They're so sincere, so earnest. But I think their style needs a little bit of evolution, and I wish, for example, for this show that they had been more structured as opposed to, very sort of deconstructed and sort of, loose. I feel like if they had a style that was more sort of structured and tailored, they would come off looking a lot more sophisticated.
Clearly you didn't style them.
Well, I wish I had.
Right, I agree with what Ian said some time back, that maybe they're still trying to get the hang of it. Because on Sunday, the day after this concert, I was in a function with them as a speaker, and they did a 1-hour performance. Amazing. Their dressing was actually very, very different. And I think that's the direction they need to take. I've seen them dress better than this. Yes, I just wish they would now do what they did that Sunday and just go their own way, but when they perform, they're in sync. But they have their own distinct style.
Do you know whether they have a stylist?
I don't know.
Okay, the hashtag is Fashion Watch. That's Amos and Josh. What do you think about their look? So this is Sauti Soul live on stage. And wow, Annabelle, tell us about this look, the mood. What were you going for when you were styling them? What look were you going for with the boys?
Well, this was the Live and Dine Africa inaugural show. It's really the kickoff to the national tour. And the boys, I don't know if everybody saw the album, but you know, they were very sort of iconic and sort of traditional African regalia. And we wanted to move away from that and do something a little more street, but still keeping in mind that sort of neo-African vibe of, you know, Live and Dine Africa, being proud of living here. Everything is sourced locally. These are all local designers, monochrome by Munga, Capoeira Designs by Ambika Shah, and Itikadi Fashion House. And they were the designers who really came and created these 3 looks. There were 3 changes for these boys, and I mean, it would be interesting to see what the public thought.
Yeah, let us know what you think about Sauti Sol, their dressing at this Live and Die concert, Live and Dine Africa concert. Robert, these guys have set the bar. Do you agree in terms of, you know, their professionalism, how they're actually, you know, presenting themselves to the public, to their audience? What do you think about Sauti Sol generally, just the image they're sending out there, from their music to their branding, everything? Love
them or hate them, they have set the bar above every other person. It is a fact, even in their professionalism, how they do their concert, it's high energy concert. Now this particular photo with these things on the head, I have a problem with this one, because what happens when you're a public speaker or performer, you have to be careful not to make people lose what they've come for, and their attention is taken to something else. I think they went over the top with the thorns, or whatever you call them, the feathers, whatever they are. I think the outfit is okay, but those things on the head, my dear brothers and my good friends, please lose them, because now you take the attention to that and we miss out on your otherwise absolute fantastic talent.
Can I go quickly? I would just like to counter that by saying they have, I think Sauti Sol are beyond sort of having to pander to sort of corporates or any of that. I think they're beyond that. And they have very strong corporate sponsorship, actually.
It's true, but no one is beyond that.
And this is a show. Do you know what I mean? This is a show. This is costume. It's actually more costume than it is wardrobe. And I think this interpretation of, you know, being a neo-African and showcasing Kenyan design and Kenyan talent, Kenyan accessories, I think is, you know, really appropriate for Sauti. Okay. So you and I will agree to disagree.
Okay. Yes. Ian, does wardrobe sometimes, rather costume, sometimes distract from the content?
It all depends. It all depends on the artist. If I'm seeing you for the first time and you're dressed like that, it's questionable. But if you've come on dressed something different, then you come in with something different, it should be okay. Yes, costume changes are good, and if people notice them and say, oh, you've changed, and they've changed into this, it makes the show even more livelier. Yes.
Carrie, your thoughts on the styling?
First of all, I don't know what Robert is talking about, this being too much.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
This is performance. This is performance art. And when you're on stage, you're supposed to keep the crowd enthralled. They're supposed to not even blink when you're on stage, not even remember to scratch their noses. Because what you're doing on stage is so gripping.
If you're talented enough, even if you come in a vest, you'd keep them there.
That's not the point. Because every artist has a different take on it. I mean, Daudi Kabaka sang differently, Sauti Sol sing differently. It's a different audience, it's a different kind of music, it's a different kind of show. So the performance is supposed to look like this. And fashion and music have always had a really strong relationship when it comes to expression. It always goes outside the box. It's always supposed to provoke, and it's supposed to start a conversation. If anything, looking at this kind of reminds me of how Luos used to wear the colobus monkey on the head.
That was the inspiration.
Exactly.
I still stand with my comments. I don't change.
Fair enough, Robert. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Please let us know your thoughts. Okay, still at the same concert, and we want to talk about the thin line between, you know, nudity and being sexy. And this is Della. And you know, she has a bit of her, well, breasts just you know, threatening to pop out there, and then there's that very high slit. I want to start with you, Annabelle. This, I mean, she's performing. Is this comfortable? Does it look comfortable? Tell us about this look on her. What do you think?
Actually, this is the same show, and Della was a guest performer, and she styled herself for this. It was a vintage skirt with a, you know, a bodice that was, you know, quite revealing, and I thought she pulled it off really well. I loved the way she paired it with sneakers, just so it didn't take itself too seriously, and I like the fact that, you know, performance fashion on the stage, it doesn't take itself too seriously. And, you know, you may have a little exposure here and there, but that's all part of the show.
Robert, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that.
I think that's too much. It's, as you said, there's a very thin line. And you know, when you're up there, whether you're a performer or not, you're still a role model. There are people who are watching you. I mean, everybody goes to see Sauti Sol, so from the, this age to that age, from exposure to non-exposed people. So I think she should have just covered a little bit. You know, for me, I still make this statement: the now you see, now you don't strategy. Otherwise, when you leave nothing to the imagination, then it actually appears dirty.
Ian, does nudity sell better for, particularly for females? Actually, you know, men also take off their shirts, the ones who are in great shape. We see that a lot.
Sadly, there are artists who use nudity to do that. But I do not think that Della is doing that. Della is going through a phase where she's trying out something completely different. If you watch her new video, Third Party, and then you think of something she's done before, you will see completely different. She's trying out something new, and I think this is exactly what she was doing.
Okay.
Okay, take risks as an artist. Take risks.
Yes.
Does nudity sell, Carol?
I don't know about nudity as such, but I would say that sex sells. And I love this look on Della. Again, it is performance art. People take performance art a little too seriously, and they use it to project their idea of what someone is just because they've seen this outfit on her. What people forget, again, it's not just fashion that is a form of expression. Even your body is a medium. Your body is a platform. You can use it to express whatever message you want to express, and you can use it to send that out. So if you combine it with fashion and your music, again, it's a very powerful platform. So I'm not all about covering itself up. I think that sometimes we take decency a little too seriously, and we forget that we are just slut-shaming people who want to show off their sexuality. Yes.
Robert, you've been overruled.
Whether I'm overruled or not, I mean, there's some things. I think there's a bit too much, to be honest with you.
Right,
yes, you
tell you what. Don't dress.
So you wouldn't,
Robert, don't dress like this.
So you wouldn't enjoy this concert when Della comes on stage because
no, I'm not questioning her talent. She's very talented. But if she came in like that, I would rather look at the guitar more. Because it's too much. And yes, Carol is saying about fashion, but fashion, and you say you experiment with your body, but experimenting with your body does not mean show too much.
Expressing yourself using the
what
body.
Is expressing yourself by
using the
much?
body as a medium.
I would rather talent.
Well, let's proceed. What do you think? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Okay, so here again, Sauti Sol concert, and you know, what are these called? Booty shots? They're really tiny shots that she has underneath that, is it a poncho? I don't know. Let me hear from the expert. Let's talk to you, Carol.
Sorry, who's that?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I was waiting. I was hoping you knew.
Who do you know her? I don't know.
It's like a 13-year-old.
Yeah, she does look rather young. Again, you know, whatever I said for Della and Sauti Sol just stands for this case. It's a stage, it's a performance, it's about what you want the music to say, and it's about that moment when you're engaging with the audience. You know, don't take it beyond that and think that, okay, now if I step like this and I walk out in the streets, it's a different thing. You have to understand the context of fashion. You don't just remove it and then say that, okay, you can't wear these shorts everywhere on the planet, and it is wrong to wear them at all costs. If you're on the stage and you're a performer and you're female, then there is something you can use it for. You can send a message with it. Again, the body is a medium, music is a platform, and fashion is a platform. Yes.
Okay, let's proceed. And moving away from the Sauti Sol concert, this is the Sarova Pan-Afric, and Nameless and his wife Wahoo hosted an event there, Treat Your Man. This was on Valentine's Day Eve, I believe. That was last Saturday. So, okay, let's begin with you, Robert. Nameless and Wahoo, these guys, we know them from back in the day, and you know, we're now seeing them doing something totally different. Let's talk about their look here. What do you think?
The look is not bad, but I just wish maybe they would have surprised us by Nameless doing a tux and a bow tie. Totally unexpected, because it's Treat Your Man kind of thing, and people, I'm sure it was a good function, but they should have now come in with a nice gown, like the dress Carol is having, and a nice tuxedo with a bow tie. Totally unexpected. That would have just thrown some twist into the whole function.
What do you think about this look, Annabelle, on the couple?
I mean, Wahoo and Nameless are Kenya's sweethearts. sweetheart couple, and I love to see them together. I love to see them coordinated. I think this is the best I've seen Wahoo look in a long time. I love the structure of her blouse that she's wearing. I believe she was styled by a stylist called Brian Babu, who created this blouse specifically for her for this event, and that's preparation for you. When you prepare for something, you cannot lose. I love Wahoo's hair. I love the way it's so cropped and simple. She looks like perfection. Nameless, the only thing I would say, honey, is I wish you didn't cuff your sleeves of your shirt, because it's just a little dated. And also, we'd love to see your face, so maybe like surprise us and don't wear sunglasses and a hat next time.
Yeah, Carol, what do you think?
It's kind of hard to add to what Annabelle has just said. You know, she's pretty much said it all. I love how Wahoo looks. It's very polished, very clean. I haven't seen her out in a while, you know, so I've kind of missed what she looked like before. Nameless is not looking as well, as sophisticated as Wahoo is. So, you know, if you want to go out on a date and it's a treat to your husband kind of thing and you're a known couple, then you do want to have a bit of symmetry to your look. I wish he hadn't worn jeans, because I think that brings the look a little down, and it's a very typical look for him. I wish he had done something more interesting.
Ian?
He played it very safe. He played it very safe. I think all he's done is really just add the jacket. Yes, it would have been nice, as Robert said, for him to tucks up.
Yeah. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, this is Sharon Mundiya and her fiance, and they were at this is the Sauti Soul concert. So let's talk about this look on Sharon, you know, the jacket, the biker jacket, and the little bodycon. Annabelle, let's talk about this look.
I mean, I guess all the couples were out over Valentine's Day. Sharon and her fiance. I mean, I think the thing about these two is that they give us a really relatable version of what people should look like. You know, nothing is crazy, everything is attainable, you know, everything is decent, everything is, you know, doable. So, you know, they are a model of what Kenyans consider to be, you know, right and decent, and they look sweet.
Okay, Robert, let's get your thoughts on what the gentleman is wearing. What do you think about that look?
Very, very good look. Stands out. He's picked the absolutely right colors in as far as his skin tonation is concerned, and they just both look fantastic. And I think they're an example of how much couples need to dress in as far as functions are concerned. And if you realize, even the photo, even how they're standing, the guy is protecting, the lady seems comfortable, as opposed to some men trying to hide. It's like as if the ladies are the bodyguards. So that's exactly how you give confidence.
Where did that come from?
I don't know where it came from, but it just came out. But I think it looks fantastic, and they both look the part. Okay.
Yeah. Carol, I'm curious about this jacket, that look. Yeah, let's talk about that look and just how she's paired it with the little dress. Is this trendy? Is this what people are currently doing?
No, the biker jacket is very trendy. In fact, I suspect this is Zara or H&M. It's a very trendy look, and Sharon is obviously knows how to make trendy and classy work for her. You know, she doesn't go over the top. She's exactly the kind of she has exactly the kind of look that Robert approves. It's very wholesome and conservative and extremely Kenyan. You know, you don't veer off into territory that is otherwise edgy or insane, crazy. I know, right? Oh my God, the horror. But this look it's a very good way to not make an outfit look so sweet. If you pair the jacket with the dress, because the dress is bodycon, then you kind of give it an edge, and then you make it more interesting instead of wearing a cardigan or a blazer, which is more expected. So this is actually, you know, it's considered well, a little risque look in fashion, because it might not necessarily work for you.
And let's get Ian's thoughts on the Grammys. Let's proceed to the Grammy Awards. This is Beyonce. This is actually a wedding gown, by the way, and I want to get your thoughts. Ian, on that. Let's go back to that image. Yes, let's get your thoughts on this look, Ian.
I've seen Beyonce dressed better than this. This is not really good. Not really good. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
Annabelle, let's talk about because we have our red carpet here, and some wedding dresses can actually work on the red carpet, or can't they? Is it only Beyonce who's allowed to do this because she's
Beyonce?
What do you think?
I mean, I think in theory you can wear bridal wear on the red carpet. It can be very striking. Usually people don't wear white, so you'll usually be the only one wearing a white gown. But in practice, I feel like this is a fail for Beyonce, which I know you're not supposed to say. I mean, I just feel like this is a designer whose name I can't even pronounce. I've even forgotten it. Lorraine Schwartz earring styled by a stylist called Marnie. I feel like it looks like a tuxedo shirt paired with a gown, and then it's too sexy to be a gown. And I feel like this isn't the usual sophistication that we're used to seeing Beyonce come onto the red carpet with. And I like Beyonce, but I just don't feel this gown.
Robert, do you like it?
Yeah. No, this is 3 over 1.
Why are you even asking?
What I mean, this is a case of someone's brand getting it so much into her head that she feels she can wear anything. This is what we're seeing with Kanye West. You know, even if you're a brand, also try and dress decent. Not decent, good. This looks like a very confused wedding gown.
Is this a case of trying too hard on her part, Carol? What do you think?
I actually don't see a problem with this gown at all, because when we remember the Met Gala and what Beyonce wore then, and I remember the conversation around it, it was definitely worse than this. I love this. It's made by an Israeli designer who tends to make very sexy wedding gowns. That's definitely the specialty around the brand, and Beyonce's brand is the same as that. So it's partly conservative and it's partly sexy. It's like a peekaboo. It has all the elements Robert likes. I don't know why he doesn't like it for some reason. You know, for me, I would say that this is fine. You know, I wouldn't say that it's a total win, because I've seen her look much better and she's done more interesting stuff. But again, this is what it means to push the envelope. You're not just supposed to look like one thing and to be one thing on the red carpet. You can be different, interesting, outrageous. You can irritate some people. And you know, your outfit doesn't have to please everyone.
Okay. Let's take your tweets and continue tweeting using the hashtag FashionWatch. Burale advises that when you wear a coat, you unbutton when sitting down, but he did the opposite.
So I'll answer that one. It's a double-breast suit.
Sorry.
Sauchiso looked spicy, creativity well exposed. I like the fact that you're not the usual. It's wow. That's thanks to Annabelle. Wayne Nyaga, there is no nudity. Della is rocking it.
Thank you.
Okay. Robert, I see Robert unbuttoning. But then again, what did you want to say about why this
is a double-breast suit. The beauty of the double-breast is when it's buttoned. In fact, when you unbutton a double-breast, you look like a confused
unbutton a double-breast.
But if it's a 2-button suit, when you sit down, you just unbutton both. When you're walking with a 2-button suit, only button the top button.
That's a mouthful. What exactly are you saying, Robert? What are you saying?
Never ever unbutton a double-breasted suit, because the
standing
beauty
or
is
sitting.
Exactly standing or sitting. You only unbutton a 2-button suit or 3-button suit, and when you're standing in a 2-button suit, always just button the top one. But please, gentlemen, thank you for your concern. But if you have a double-breast suit, please never ever unbutton, because you look like you're trying to fly. Because the coat comes out like, I believe I can fly, kind of thing. So don't button.
Just try and say.
Yes, you'll teach me some. Yeah, but yes, don't unbutton the double-breast.
Robert says thanks for the concern. That's cocky, by the way. Well, thanks for watching, and please continue talking to us. Use the hashtag FashionWatch. That's all the time we had. Good night.